Today's Morning First Alert Weather Show is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law.
Happy Friday, Mid-Michigan. I'm First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here with an update on your First Alert forecast in this morning First Alert weather show. And for today, we are still tracking a nice day ahead of us here, but this weekend, and really this is the biggest part of the forecast, we are first alerting you to some changes that we've been seeing in the weekend forecast, particularly in regard to the snowfall that we've been tracking for tomorrow evening. First, with that snow, we've seen the area of the coverage of snow, who's going to see it, changing quite significantly. So before it was really only the Flint area, Owasso, Lapeer, more of our southern communities. Now it's looking like basically all of mid-Michigan is going to be seeing the snowfall moving through. The second part of this too is the timing of the snow has changed a little bit because of its location moving around. So before it looked like it was going to be late after about 8 or 9 o'clock. Now we're talking about 3 or 4 in the afternoon tomorrow. We could end up seeing that snow already starting to move in, at least to the northern parts of our viewing area. And then with the totals, just as a result of this shift as well, we've seen our totals coming up a little bit more. We still think there may be some fine tuning to do with our snowfall forecast with the totals, but certainly at least we do have a starting point this morning, and I do want to show you where we're at with that starting point too. Well, let me take you over to first sort of the summary of this here. So this morning, we saw on basically all of our forecast models this very large shift in the storm track of this system. It shifted north about 75 miles. Now, a shift like this, not entirely unheard of, but at least usually on when we're day 4 or 5 out from the arrival of this. So the day before the arrival, a shift this large is definitely not very common. Usually at this point, we're kind of fine-tuning things to the tune of about 5 or 10 miles. So again, pretty significant change that we saw this morning, and we're still waiting for some newer data late this morning here to come in to see if it also is coinciding with this too, but definitely something that we are keeping a very close eye on. Now, because of this, again, all of the TV5 viewing area expected to see snow at this point. If you have evening plans tomorrow, I would expect to have some slower travel in our area, roads starting to get snowy as the system moves through mid-Michigan. So let me take you over to the snowfall map first. We'll go forward one more graphic there. So there's that updated snowfall potential now. And I know, again, 1 to 3 inches for mid-Michigan, not really a ton of snow, but previously, pretty much anywhere north of Birch Run, we had no snow for tomorrow. So again, this is a very large change compared to what we were showing before. We now have 1 to 3 for the entire Bay region, all the way into the Thumb, all of our northern communities, and even towards central Michigan as well. Looks like about Chesaning, Birch Run, and Otisville, so I would say more or less about M57. That's going to be kind of the cutoff from where we see totals getting slightly lower at about a trace to 2 inches. There may be a bit of a sharp cutoff too in the totals between those two zones. That would be somewhere around northern Genesee County in a place like Otisville, or you could maybe even say Clio as well. But certainly, again, this has just been a large shift, almost kind of a reversal of what we were seeing with our forecast data yesterday. So again, this is something that we are just keeping a very, very close eye on. So let me take you over to the hour by hour, and I'll go ahead and back this up a little bit too. And I have removed the cloud coverage from the hour by hour just so that you can see the snow a little bit easier too. With this, it is worth noting that tomorrow morning, that is still unchanged. Tomorrow morning will be dry. We'll start off the day with more cloud coverage building up though, so it should be mostly cloudy tomorrow morning. And then even as we fast forward up to lunchtime, this right here on your screen is noon tomorrow. We're still dry at that point too, so even if you have any midday plans, you should be all right for your Saturday. But let's go forward to about 3 o'clock. This is 3 p.m. tomorrow. You see the snow starting to come in towards Mount Pleasant, and even at this 3 o'clock time frame, I think it's possible that an area like Gladwin or even Houghton Lake could see the snow as well. And then as we go towards 6 o'clock, notice that the snow is now into the Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw areas, and moving into the Thumb, even as far south as Sandusky in the Thumb, I'd say close to the Mayville area too. But at the same time, at 6 o'clock, we still don't have the snow falling quite yet around Birch Run, Owasso, Flint, and Lapeer. It's still going to take a little bit longer for our southern areas to see the snowfall arriving. Eventually, as we go towards 8 or 9 o'clock, snow should be starting to pick up around Owasso, Flint, and Lapeer. And then this is at 10 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. The snow falling pretty much everywhere across mid-Michigan. You notice the difference in sort of those darker blues versus the lighter blues, north and south. So those darker blues around Standish and Gladwin. And even Bad Axe too. That's indicating a slightly higher snowfall rate there. Snowfall rate a little bit lighter towards Owasso, Flint, and Lapeer as we go into the late evening and the overnight. This right here is at about 2 a.m. Saturday night into Sunday morning. So this time we're in the middle of the night now, but you see the snow moving through and still encompassing pretty much all of mid-Michigan. And it still should be around even towards, say, about 4 or 5 in the morning. That's 5 in the morning on Sunday. But the system should be winding down pretty quickly, really by sunrise. I'd say if anybody still has snow still falling at sunrise on Sunday, it'll likely just be into the thumb, and even more particularly the eastern thumb, places like Sandusky, Deckerville, Bad Axe, and Port Hope. So just something to keep in mind there if you do have any travel plans for this weekend. And even on Sunday morning, we still are likely to have some snowy roads just left over from the system. So if you go to church on Sunday morning, or even if you just have some breakfast plans that you're going out to as well. So I would expect some snowy roads as a result of this. Let me take you over to the weekend planner. So important to note, our temperatures will be much colder this weekend too. Today we still have a high of 50 in the forecast. So today, first and foremost, is going to just be an absolutely beautiful day. 50, mostly sunny. Will be a bit breezy today, which is just the trade-off at this time of year when you have these warm days. So we do expect some stronger gusts today. But as we go into the weekend, tomorrow is going to be about 20 degrees colder than today. Sunday will be about 25 degrees colder than today. So we only have a high of 31 on Saturday, and then likely only reaching up to about 24 on Sunday. Now, outside of the cold weather, Sunday again appears to be a pretty quiet day for us, but certainly much colder than what we'll be used to from today with this warm up. So this has again just been a pretty large shift in the forecast for the snowfall for tomorrow. If you have those morning plans, again, you'll be all right, but that snow should pick up starting at about 3 or 4 o'clock, moving in from the west and the northwest. And for anybody who's maybe just jumped on to the First Alert Weather Show here within about the last minute or so, I'll just take you back to this hour by hour again just to show you sort of the start time. So that's at about 4 o'clock. Snow's moving in from the west. Mount Pleasant, and I'd even say Houghton Lake or Gladwin, some of the first areas to have the snow coming in. But it's going to take a little bit longer for it to reach Saginaw and the thumb, closer to about 6 o'clock. And then if you are in Owasso, Flint, or Lapeer, you won't see the snow starting up until almost 8 or 9 in the evening. But once it moves in, it'll be sticking with us for the rest of the evening and for a decent chunk of Saturday night as well. Now, after this system, we are going to be tracking some more chances for rain as we go into next week, especially around Thursday next week, but even Tuesday looks like we might have a little bit of rain moving in as well. And there eventually will be a warm up again next week. We're still tracking a return to the 40s on a bit more of a regular basis starting on Tuesday. So going into next week, especially by Tuesday and Wednesday, most of the snow, if not all the snow that'll be falling tomorrow, will melt away again. But just with the timing of the snow this weekend, if you have any of those Saturday night plans, maybe if you're students who do school sports, maybe if they have a tournament of some sort over the weekend that goes later on into the day, or if you just have some dinner plans for tomorrow evening as well, you are likely going to have some messy roads for any travel to those types of events. So pretty large change in the forecast. And again, when we're only about 24 hours out from the arrival of it, usually we don't see a shift this big, but all of our data has been jumping on this trend this morning. So that's why we wanted to first alert you to this change and bring this latest information to you as soon as we could. We'll take a quick break though real quick, and then when we come back from the break, we'll talk a little bit more about today's forecast with the warmth, and again, we'll touch on a little bit more of that warmth that's coming up later next week as well. So that'll be right after the break. Alrighty, and coming back here, we are tracking still a warm day ahead of us for today, certainly unseasonably warm for this time of year. So throughout the week, we've been talking about how today is expected to be the warmest day of the week, and that certainly is still holding true here in the forecast as well. Let me actually show you I-75 in Flint Township. This is right at Miller Road. We're looking south towards GM Flint Assembly there, and just a beautiful Friday morning that we've had so far. Plenty of sun, and the sunshine should continue for the majority of today. We're expecting a mostly sunny sky. It's already 37 degrees. We even have a few spots that are reaching up to 41 already too. So let me show you this here on the current temperature map. We have 41 in Owasso and in Lapeer and in Mount Pleasant, 39 in Midland and Saginaw already as well. Flint here at 37, as well as Bay City. Up north, still a little bit colder. We have 30 in Houghton Lake and 32 in West Branch, but today should be a very nice day, definitely warmer. Even our northern counties should be able to reach up to about 46 degrees. So we see that in Houghton Lake and West Branch. But 50, temps in the 50s should reach all the way north up to about Clare and Gladwin. I'd say even Standish. You'll likely see some temps approaching 50 this afternoon too. And this is being driven by that wind. Southwesterly breeze today is expected to gust to about 35 miles per hour. So at least we do have the warm weather, but again, the wind is just kind of that trade-off that we're usually going to have on these days like this. Let me show you I-75 in Birch Run as well. You can kind of see looking out there a little bit breezy. Some of those flags that are on the horizon, those are blowing around a decent amount, but those are indicating that southwest wind that we have. But take a look at that there too. Even Birch Run just looks beautiful right now for a late February day. With it being a Friday too, I would definitely take advantage of this. So certainly just a nice day that we have ahead of us here for the rest of your Friday. Now, even into the long term, we're still tracking a greater chance of above average temperatures. So this temperature outlook, this goes from March 7th to March 13th. So this takes us basically into the second week of March, and it's still indicating a pretty decent chance of above average temps, which by that time the average high is into the mid to upper 30s. So this is indicating a pretty good chance that we'll have temps likely at least reaching 40 most days during that second week of March. So the warm weather, that will be starting to move in during the middle of next week, around Tuesday and Wednesday. And once that arrives, looks like it might not be going anywhere for quite some time here. Now, I know on Thursday we have 39. That's actually trended a little bit cooler. We may end up seeing that temperature on Thursday actually coming back up a little bit too, but you see how once we go past Sunday and Monday, we start to hold on to temps that are not quite so wintry for us anymore. So March starts this weekend. And this Sunday for March 1st is actually officially the start of meteorological spring as well. So even though the spring equinox isn't for another 3 weeks, we do have the first day of meteorological spring coming up this weekend. So if you've been waiting for the warmer weather, maybe that is a good takeaway for you here with the forecast. And looking over at our Facebook live stream too, I always monitor the comment section here. Good morning to Cherry Hetrick from Gladwin. Tired of the off and on snowfall. Yeah, this system this weekend certainly did change around here pretty quickly. Lori London saying, I'll take the snow over below zero temperatures. That is true. And would definitely rather see snow than ice as well. And Linda saying that she liked it when the snow was a little bit more to the south. So yeah, definitely again, just a pretty stark change in the forecast this morning. And again, we usually don't see a change quite this large when we're this close to the arrival of a system, but it's just a trend that everything has been jumping on this morning. So it's definitely something that we can't ignore, and that's why we wanted to bring you these updates here in the forecast and just show you that that snow chance has been going up. Before we close out our First Alert Weather Show, I'll show you the snow potential map one last time here. 1 to 3 inches. So again, I know it's not a lot of snow, and I still think there is possibly some room for maybe even some upward adjustment of these totals as well. But really the takeaway here is that by Sunday morning, realistically, we are going to be waking up to some fresh snow accumulations across all of mid-Michigan. So this system has definitely made a significant move to the north, because previously it was looking like it was only going to snow around Owasso, Flint, and Lapeer. So basically just our southern communities. That's all we have for you for today with this First Alert Weather Show. Be sure to tune in to First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips. She'll be on air on TV5 at noon today. And then First Alert meteorologist Stone Schaefer, he'll have another First Alert Weather Show here at 2 this afternoon on all of these same live stream channels as well. So be sure to tune into them. They'll have another look at the forecast, and we are receiving more new data here, even as of late this morning. So we are looking at that, analyzing it right now, and as we go through the middle of the day, we'll just bring you more updates as they come in. But we hope that you have a great remainder of this Friday. Enjoy the sun, enjoy the warm weather as well. And if you have any weekend plans, especially tomorrow evening, just be sure to drive safely. Take care.